Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and attack helicopters, or whatever the fuck you identify as. Welcome to a brand new thing. As you can hear, one of my co-hosts is already giggling his ass off because nonsense.
Welcome to whatever this is.
Welcome to what we are calling the Agents of Chaos podcast, where we basically just bullshit for an hour.
Okay,
why not?
We have an important challenge for you already. What does the chaos stand for? Submit in the comments what it means.
Yes, because chaos is going to be an acronym.
Yes, and we will pick the best ones.
Read. Yeah.
If we actually get any, because yeah.
Send in your submissions. We'll read them on the show, and then if we find one that we really, really like, maybe it'll become permanent. Yes, who knows?
And today we have Crunch.
That's me. I am the Crunch man. I am the technical person on this train wreck. And then and then we have my cohorts from across the pond, joining us from ye olde British land.
Hello, I'm the gentleman of this party. I wear a top hat. That makes me classy, right?
If that's how we want to do it.
I mean, isn't that just how it works on the internet? You wear a top hat, you're automatically a classy guy.
Yeah, that's true. And sitting over there in the corner from the land of Scott.
Is that me? I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah.
Scotsman, if you're watching this and are familiar with the Toku Roundup, I am there. Agent of Chaos over there.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to...
Yes, because these two are starting a fledgling podcast and they need help from a professional.
Wait, I have to ask, where's the professional?
I technically used to run a podcast myself a while back.
I mean, I've never done a podcast unless you count.
Yeah, but you make YouTube content, so you've got your own niche, as it were.
Subscribe. Subscribe to this first. Mate. Hit that bell and comment the best anime of all time, which we will get into later, trust me.
So basically to explain what the fuck we're doing here, mostly we're going to probably be just talking about anime, but odds are we're just going to devolve into just whatever shit we feel like, you know. We could have an episode talking about anime, and then the next episode could just be us literally just talking gibberish for an hour. Who knows? It's chaos, and that's how we roll.
What is the best flavor of milkshake? What is it, though? You need to tell me. Comment below.
The flavor of milkshake is a boot to the head.
I mean, this man speaks logic.
A boot to the head, so basically leather.
Yep, leather is amazing.
You guys not aware of the boot to the head joke?
I know the boot to the head joke. I just don't know how that ties into a milkshake.
One day,
in the recording they did for that, they basically use ice cream and milkshake as literally just liquid ice cream.
Basically, look forward to the episode where we talk about Konosuba. Basically, an hour of these two gushing over it, and then me sitting staring at the wall.
Great, that means we have to talk about those crazy bitches.
What, Cosmo?
No, I'm talking about the bloody trio of bitches he has along with him.
There's the crazy one with blue hair, the crazy one with brown hair, the crazy one with blonde hair.
I thought you were going to say the crazy one with big tits.
No, she wears purple, and she's the best girl.
I remember watching a bloody VTuber do a video, and a clip of somebody asking this app on his phone how old Megumin was, and it said she's 15, and the VTuber says everybody in my chat is going to jail.
I'm pretty sure Gigax made that joke before.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how much attention she gets when you realize how old she is. I mean, I know that's also like, you know, those of us in it's Western culture imposing our systems on Japanese media, which of course that's always such a fun thing to do.
And maybe in the Crimson Demons, maybe 15-year-old is of age for them, because we know how crazy batshit insane those cunts are.
I didn't think
Crimson Demons.
Episode, okay.
No, I have no relation to the Crimson Demons, despite my name. Please don't make any comments.
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about an anime. Have anyone heard of anime?
What's anime?
We are talking about the series School Nanbaka.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the best jailhouse comedy ever. Then again, I don't know how many of those actually exist in the anime sphere. I know there's at least one other one that's like kind of well known, but I've never seen it.
Oh, Prison School?
Probably. I think all I know is that there's one prison-based anime where one of the guards is interrogating somebody and like asking, it's like, hey, what do you like more, butts or boobs? And he has to like figure out the answer.
That's Prison School.
Okay.
That's Prison School.
Yeah, I've never seen that one. I just know of it because of that.
I know of it because of apparently what everyone's favorite anime YouTuber, Gigok, decided to watch that show. Guess where he decided to watch it?
Where?
On a plane in full public view. That show. That show is not, and that show is gets a bit extreme at some points. Yeah. Anyway, Nanbaka.
Are we gonna talk about like any of the other shit we've been watching first?
I mean, maybe we should leave that till after Nanbaka, so kind of like progress.
I mean, I've literally only been watching one thing this season, and it's basically torture because of how boring it's been the past couple episodes.
Digimon.
Yes.
I knew it.
That thing.
Welcome to the podcast. We all love Digimon.
I mean, I used to like it. Like, the first 3 seasons were fine. No, 4 seasons were fine, and then it just went downhill. And then they hit the reboot button, and I just quit caring.
Wasn't that bad. Data Squad was fine. It's when they got to fucking Fusion and Apple Monsters.
Basically, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so we talked about Nanbaka. So, Nanbaka is about sparkly boys.
Yes.
Trying to escape prison.
Yes, these 4 smiling faces that are now gracing your screen.
Look at the faces of terrible criminals. Look at them.
I still just love that frickin' Jugo has 15 tattooed on his face.
Oh yeah, this is a number. No, the best one's the one with 69. Best number. I keep forgetting. Every time you say that, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Rock, isn't it?
Yeah. No, yeah, so Nanbaka is a prison comedy about these wonderful gentlemen trying to escape and facing the wonderful guards featuring Best Boy.
And which guard is Best Boy?
I'm definitely not looking up their names.
I thought you still had the list open. You just were talking about this before the show.
It was, I don't know. It was on, no, sorry. It's either Hajime or...
Hajime is just my spirit animal.
I love how he's voiced by 2 great actors in both Japanese and English.
For shits and giggles, who's he voiced by in Japanese?
Tomokazu 1 minute.
Tomokazu Sugita, the guy that's currently voicing the Changer in the current Spandex Fest.
1 minute. Is it the same guy in actually?
Also,
wait,
are you putting emphasis on the word escape when one of them literally just does it because he's bored?
That's true, yeah.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, really escape is...
No, it's not Sugita. It's a different guy. His name says, oh, he voiced Gilgamesh.
Hey, there's another Best Boy.
Yeah.
We will discuss him
there you go.
time.
There you go. He voices Gilgamesh. You know, the best boy in the Fate. He never did anything wrong. Please don't yell at me.
We'll have fun yakking about Golden Boy at some point.
Golden Boy, we'll dedicate a whole episode to him.
Just worship the goldenrod.
Anyway, yeah, it's voiced by in the dub. Dub is good. It's good.
Yeah. All the dub casting is very solid, and they all play off each other very well.
Hey, you want to hear Deku's dub voice swear?
Oh yeah, Justin Briner as the green-haired weeaboo.
I love the bit, I think it's episode 2, where they literally clamour to the gates going, I don't want him to fuck me in the ass.
Oh yeah, because there's like,
right.
Yeah. But I love how they have so much fun with that.
Shipping is amazing. Like there's like one. It's like I think it's episode 5 of the first season. We're only talking about the first season because there was no second season. There's a whole episode where they're in a tournament arc and they just take it to reference everything.
Oh yeah.
There's like JoJo references, Dragon Ball references, a reference to some giant robot show that no one's ever heard of before. Mr. Scotsman, do you want to explain?
Did I spoil or did I let people find it themselves? Let's just say, how do I put this? Imagine somebody picking up a giant spinning top, throwing it at somebody going, eat.
I mean, also you need to explain that reference.
I don't want to explain it because it's better left to people's imagination.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
I'll just say it puts fingering to a whole new level.
This is a classy podcast, by the way.
Classy. Just get classy in here.
Yes. Well, get in here, Bender. Look up that Bender gif. It's amazing.
It's just hijinks all around, and it's really freaking funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how, like...
What about the other characters? Before we get off topic.
So you get, like... So we got, like, Jugo, who is best boy.
Yes, Jugo is best boy and apparently can escape from literally anywhere, because he was apparently born in prison. So literally this is all he knows, which is kind of sad, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we have my two favourite spirit animals.
Can we pause quickly? Someone's, like, trying to call me.
Okay.
Yeah, Jugo's great. I love Nico's just because they've, like, administered every drug in, like, existence to him. He's become, like, superhuman.
Oh yeah, no, episode 1 when they show that off is hilarious. It's like, gets shot with all these tranq rounds and they're just like, acting all super dramatic and crap, and then you see Hajime just like, those morons, drugs don't work on him. And then he hugs dogs and they get fluffy.
Oh no, my favorite bit is the bit where, like, they try to use sleeping gas. Smells and just goes, oh, they're trying to knock us out. Cool.
It's not gonna work on him. That's just gonna get him wired.
Yeah. Remember the bit when Jugo just like a bit like Hajime and Jugo's like, and now it's just you and me. And Hajime just destroys him in one hit.
Oh yeah.
Jugo's only good at escaping. He's no fighting or anything. Or, like, I don't think anything else.
Not really, no. They're shown to be completely incompetent at, like, anything else.
Then there's Uno, who is best boy.
Uno's not best boy. Come on. Uno's just a fucking slut.
Excuse me?
No.
Okay, who's best boy then?
If we really want to talk about best boy, we all talked about already Nico, because literally, as Con said, the first episode's like over dramatic and then just goes, oh, the drugs just kicked in. Whee!
Yeah. I like all of them. Probably, I don't know, I think, like, Rock. I like all of them. I think out of the main 4, I think Rock might be I mean, he's alright.
I think
he's the only thing
Rock
he
probably
likes
just does.
eating.
I think Rock, most doesn't get as much attention as the other three, which, but at the
mean,
same time, I don't really mind it too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked Uno because he's like when he's so good just by looking at stuff. And that one episode,
the
I
card
think
game.
it's episode where he flicks all the cards away from the other guys.
It's part of their tournament arc. They're playing that Japanese card game where you have to pick a card from that matches with a poem or whatever. I don't remember what it's called specifically, or
Well, I think the whole point of the game is that the guy in charge reads a part of a poem and then
they've got to finish it.
Yeah, the cards on the table are the ones that finish the poem, and you have to immediately go, all right.
Yeah, but
you have to grab it quickly. You got to know what it is.
And Uno does not know any Japanese because he's billed as being from England. He's billed as being British, but they have him voiced by Alejandro Saab, and he's not even doing a British accent.
I mean, that might be for the best considering some accents in dubs before.
Yeah. I mean, it's Southern accents in China and Fire Force. Hi.
Well, it's also gosh, really. Well, there's the Apare on my dub. Is that meant to be French? Is that meant to be French?
Probably.
It's because I know French people, but yeah, I have relatives who yeah. But it's just kind of okay. Also, why are they speaking Southern in China? Answer me, Funimation. Call me. Will you email me the answer right now? No.
Them darn critters are after them taters again.
I was watching that and I was just sitting there going, why?
I died when that happened.
Why? I don't know. What was that? Is it weird I found it stranger when they were speaking Southern in China than the mole talking in general? By the way, the mole talks in Fire Force. We'll get back to it later. Anyway, back to Nanbaka. The tournament arc is good. It's probably the best tournament arc ever, outside of all the other ones. Then we should talk about the guards as well.
The guards are all... The cast in this show, just in general, is just such a colorful collective. I mean, obviously you can see we got the four boys on screen, and look at how colorful these fuckers are. And then you got all the freaking guards who are just they all wear black as a baseline. They all have very distinct designs as well that stick them out from each other. I mean, you got the dog guy. Also, they're all based on animals. You got the dog dude who wears a frickin' pink cape and has an eye patch because, of course. I
love the flamboyant one.
Yeah, you got the ultra flamboyant one who's based on what is it, a peacock or whatever?
Voiced by J. Michael Tatum.
I love that voice.
Yeah. I love that. He's voiced by J. Michael Tatum, and J. Michael Tatum doing this flamboyant voice is probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. Outside of him maybe voicing that one dude in Data Live, his performance as that one guy in Data Live was fucking hilarious. I can't remember the character's name, but it was funny as hell.
And then there's the monkey dude Power Pole, whose name is Goku, because guess what they're referencing? By the way, there are loads of references in this thing as well.
Yeah. And then you got Hajime and his underlings.
Yeah, I just love J. Michael Tatum's character, because when he gets pissed off, you can really hear it.
Oh yeah, no, you know it's him when he gets mad.
This character didn't come with karate chop action.
I know which one you're talking about.
There's the other characters, Hajime has his two underlings.
Yeah, no, so basically
the whiny
the whiny one with long blue hair that is apparently considered a pretty boy by the flamboyant one.
And then there's the other one who's the best character.
Yes, Yamato.
Hello, gentlemen. Hello, gentlemen. Oh, this is one beautiful bit, which is probably going to be the thumbnail of this video. It's a bit where, to wake them up, he rides into their room on a white stallion and just goes, "Good morning, gentlemen. Rise and shine."
Yeah, no, Yamato is just hilarious because he is like very much over the top, patriotic for Japan. He like has
he's
Japanese
training all the time.
He's trading all the time. He has like Japanese headbands and crap. Oh, he's funny. They don't do it as much with him as I wish they did, but he's still amazing.
I think it's
beginning of like the second or third episode. Hajime comes in. Where's Yamato? He's meant to be on night shift. He just rides in.
Oh yeah,
training all night.
Yeah, he's in like the dark, just doing stuff.
Yeah, I didn't even like use that as like a cuddle. Like they use him for cutaways at some points, where like stuff getting intense stuff's getting intense on screen or whatever. Like the characters are fighting and like I guess swearing at each other, and they just cut to Yamato doing push-ups.
Yeah, that's in like the second episode, I think. Because there's a bit where they're showing where they're like Hajime their woodwork. And they keep fucking it up because of course they do. And just cut, and when he gets him out to him doing like press ups outside. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Hajime also just like as like the superintendent of their cell block, he's a riot and a half because you've got Ian Sinclair playing this guy for one thing, which is already magical as it is. But just the way that he interacts with these chuckleheads. Very strict, very annoyed. But, you know, you can still tell he's got a decent heart.
I forgot the other best guard. The one that's like an announcer is like a rock star. That guy's amazing.
Yeah. The one that's voiced by Rico Ferrado. Mitsuru.
Oh, yeah.
The one that breaks the fourth wall every time he's on the screen.
Remember, this is still a comedy anime.
Oh no, you should. I know we're already disavowed its existence, but the very first episode of season 2 literally has a bunch of voiceovers from him, and it's really freaking funny what he's doing because he's just breaking the fourth wall the entire time. It's more or less just like checking in on everybody and like he's like commenting on stuff. And I think one of the best bits from that is they're showing Nico, and you know Nico's all of a sudden like, "Ooh, I feel something coming on," and they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" It's like, and just out of nowhere, everyone's hair colors just start changing randomly. Like everyone just keeps swapping hair colors, and it's really freaking silly. But then you just hear Mitsuru's voice over the radio. It's like, "See? Isn't this funny? We swapped all their hair colors. Come on, laugh, damn it! This is a comedy." It's like,
God damn it!
If you're gonna watch anything of season 2, just watch the first episode for it and just ignore the rest of it because
season 2 from
no. Unfortunately, this show suffered from probably the worst case of read the source ending that I've ever seen in my life, and I don't know why they did this.
Hey, do you want to know how I feel about read the source endings?
Yeah, no, they suck. Because this is like the biggest cliffhanger style ending that I've ever seen an anime pull, and I'm just like, why? Why did you do this? Why did you pick it to end like that?
Well, the thing I've always said about anime, the thing that annoys me about read the source endings is I only read the source if I love the series enough. So, like, for example, JoJo's and One Piece, I've read the source because I love those animes so much. But then, like, I read the source ending just pisses me off because it just goes, the only way to find out is if you go read the source. If you read the source, it's just like, okay. Well, that just makes me not want to.
Well, the other problem, though, is that a lot of the ones that have that style of ending, you can't legally get it over on, like, this side of the pond, as it were.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Thus, Westerners are basically SOL on that one.
Yeah, isn't that right? And you thought they were ever...
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, and I think we've forgotten to talk about one element of Nambaka, the Warden.
Oh yeah.
And now we get to the best part of the
Let's
show.
save the best for last.
Yeah, the warden of Nanba Prison, the
How do we
queen
describe
leader,
her?
all this other jazz, and her interesting quirk.
Well, the thing that I want to talk about her in terms of... Because a lot of anime, this is more... But a lot of anime, I feel like the problem, if their comedies are, they repeat a lot of the same joke every episode. And they do, the Warden's joke, the whole gag around her character is she's in love with Hajime, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah, just like quick cut this. Basically, the warden has the hots for Hajime, but he doesn't know that, and he is absolutely 100% terrified of her. Like,
I mean, she does look very imposing.
I think most of the guards are like fear the warden, except for one of them who is absolutely smitten over her, which is the dog one. And then you have Hajime, who is just deathly scared of her. Like, he doesn't want to piss her off or anything. And he is completely oblivious that she has got the hots for him bad. And so whenever they put the two of them together, there's just like this hilarious setup.
Remember the bit when he cleaned?
Oh yeah,
just rubbing her face against the desk at the end of it.
Well, I think if I remember, there was like one spot where like he's sweating and like she sees one of his drops about to like fall down and hit the floor or something, and she like jumps her hand out quick to grab it and all this jazz.
Yeah, and then it goes so over the top.
Funny.
It's so over the top.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It's just like just the dynamic that they have, where it's like when they're talking, it's like, yeah, she acts with all professionals, but then you'll like get inner monologues where she's a squeeing little girl, and it's the funniest freaking thing ever.
Yeah, the voice. I thought it was Monica Rial voicing her.
No, so did I. Like,
same.
She sounds like her, but it's not.
Yeah.
1 minute. I'm bad at this.
No, I actually have the BTVA page up. It's Marissa Lenti.
Yeah.
But like when she's talking, especially when she gets into that high-pitched, squeaky inner voice that she has, it sounds so much like Monica. I thought it was her.
She sounds like it even outside of it in just like a normal voice.
I think in her normal voice, it doesn't quite sound like Monica. It's like a little bit off. But when she's doing that squeaky inner voice, it sounds so much like Monica's higher-pitched voice that she does for most of her characters.
I mean, I'm not really surprised everyone, considering she has shoulder spikes.
Yeah. I do like how the only one who's actually got the balls to tease her and mess with her and knows about her obsession is the the one that breaks the fourth wall all the time, Mitsuru.
Oh, I remember the bit where she chased him in like the tournament, and then when next time you see him, he's got face, and they're like, I think, and like two of the main guys like, it looks like he's just been shot in the face. Oh,
I like the one where like he's teasing her in her office, and then she like proceeds to like beat the crap out of him a bit, and she's just got blood all over her face, and then in walks Hajime, like, because he's supposed to have a meeting with her, and then he's just like utterly terrified.
It's not that smile.
It's like, I'm smiling, and it's just angry fucking...
angry fucking horror, and it's just hilarious.
Also, I want to throw out to the animation because I think it's really good as well.
Oh yeah,
for a comedy. And I also appreciating it for being because colorful anime needs to be more. This is the thing I hate when everything has to look dark and edgy. I'm like, can we just have color in the world?
Oh yeah, no. This show is like 100% super colorful. There are fucking sparkles everywhere for no reason other than just because, and it's amazing.
It's the sparkly boys. No,
and the music too.
Yeah, the music's good as well. I love the opening.
Oh yeah, no, the opening theme is great. Just a lot of the incidental music that they use. Like Hajime has his own backing track, which is a rock theme and a half. Like if I was a professional wrestler, I'd use that as my entrance music.
Yeah, I know. There's lots of great like side gags and everything. Like I remember one where he had to this like security system had to ask him like 50 questions, and they were like really dumb.
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite food? Great stuff. No, yeah. So yeah, Nambaka. It's a good show. Go watch it.
I think
Also, it's on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Yeah, it was dubbed by Funimation, but it's on Crunchyroll, so you can watch it there.
I think that was during the time when Funimation and Crunchyroll were together. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I think like just some of the shows that Funimation dubbed ended up over there for some reason. I know.
I think Crunchyroll might have had the license, but they might have Funimation to dub.
Maybe.
Which is probably why it's on Crunchyroll still.
Yeah, that would make sense actually.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say like you're talking about like really silly gags. I think still one of my favorite ones is from the first episode when they're like doing the whole escape sequence and they get to the giant locked door, and it's like Jugo tries to open it up and then it starts a countdown. It's like this door will now self-destruct in 10 minutes or whatever, and then it's like fix this. Jugo starts messing with it. It's like messes it up. It's like, all right, let's start counting faster, and you just see the countdown just go crazy, and then of course he gets it with like 1 second to spare.
Yeah. Let's leave that because we don't want to spoil all the jokes for the lovely people listening to this or whoever is listening to this. If so, I hope you're having a good day. So you want to move on to what anime we are watching?
Okay.
The Scotsman over there has talked about what he's watching. The best anime ever made. I'm also concurrently watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, which is good still. Because, over 1,000 episodes.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's still going.
As long as they're selling them cards, that series will never disappear.
What this man said, One Piece will end first.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Oh, no, I'm convinced. Well, I think One Piece is going to end. Considering when I say decade, I'm like, it's been on 20 years.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think, One Piece will end before you get... Anyway,
what
are we talking about first?
Let's see. Well, Sky's already done his, and since you and I have, 2 each that we watch on our own, and then the 2 that we watch together, I guess I'll just knock my... Or no, actually, because I have to rant about one of those. Let's do yours first. So, where do you want to go?
Okay, which one? Let's do Skate the Infinity.
Yeah, so floor is yours.
Skate the Infinity is surprisingly a skateboarding anime. Who would have thought? Anyway, the whole it's basically the sports anime. It's not the main reason I'm watching this. Might sound shallow, but because it's made by one of my favorite studios, Studio Bones, and I love the studio. They've made some of my favorite anime: Full Metal Alchemist, Mob Psycho 100. Yeah, just all that good stuff.
They're the My Hero Academia guys, aren't they? Or is that a different?
Yeah, that's My Hero Academia as well. What else? Soul Eater, the original adaptation, regardless of the ending, is still I still think is a really good anime. They did Blood Blockade Battlefront, which everyone should see because it's good as well. But yeah, no, I sort of picked out. It's kind of like it's one of those shows where I feel like it's not reinventing the wheel, but it's good enough where it's good enough because it looks amazing. Its visuals look amazing, but it's like the story's good enough. So it's about like these two boys on the screen, and they basically are like skateboarding, and basically it's kind of like the Yu-Gi-Oh thing where like everything, like a lot of the universe revolves around skateboarding for some reason because bikes don't exist for some reason, except they do, but they're not as important. Anyway, skateboarding's the main thing. But yeah, no, it's like very... Yeah, it's not reinventing the wheel or anything. The characters you've kind of seen before. You got your hot-headed main character, your cool-headed blue-haired boy there, and yeah, but it's mostly. I just find it interesting. Also, the villain's voiced by Dio in Japanese. Shit.
I can never go wrong with having Dio as your villain's voice.
I mean, when he's playing a flamboyant boy who's just completely like you look at this guy and you're like, oh yeah, no, he's evil. It's just, I love unsubtle villains. Like sometimes, like I hate when in shows like where they try to play it as a twist who the villain is, even though it's obvious. I like it when shows are just like, here's your bad guy.
Yeah, no, like very obviously villainous villains are so much more fun because I think like for those kinds of characters, they very specifically ham them up and it just makes them so much more fun. And I know like especially when it comes to like the dubs, because the dubs will do this to like a higher extent too. It's like if the character is very obviously just having a good time doing whatever the fuck it is that he's doing, even though he's evil, the dub writers will make it so it's like so hammy and it's so much fun that way. I enjoy the shit out of that.
I do love how he also voiced, he was a villain in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as well. He was, I'll use his dub name, he was Sartorius in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Oh gosh, that guy.
Imagine that voice, that guy with the Yo voice. It's amazing.
My gosh.
Also the fact that his strongest card is called the World. I'm just going to say that. That's just fun. Well, his second strongest card, we'll get into that. Anyway, yeah, Skate is really good. Skate is good. I like it so far. I think it's going to be the most consistently good, because the other one I'm going to talk about, I'm a little bit more nervous about in its quality, but we'll see where that one goes, which I'll talk about right now. So, yeah.
Yep, and that one's switched over.
And here is Wonder Egg Priority. This show is interesting, as in it is basically a Persona game as an anime. It reminds me a lot of like the Persona concepts, except without the whole stand stuff, because Persona's stands. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Persona fan. Basically, this show is about a girl whose friend committed. Well, I don't know if she committed. I don't think they've confirmed it, but she died, and like this girl has this connection to like this people who like give her like. It's very, like, supernatural. They give her, like, these eggs, and when she goes to sleep, she enters, like, this dream world, and she has to... And basically, the eggs will hatch into, like, these people who previously committed suicide, I believe. It's not like... It's not, like, just... It's one of those anime where it doesn't give you all the answers straight away, which I kind of like. But, like, the thing... but, yeah, no, and she has to try and help them get through, like, their trauma, because, like, obviously, like... They died, and it's like getting to the bottom of that and helping them get past that. And she basically has a pen that turns into a keyblade that helps them fight monsters in this dream world because of anime. But yeah, it's a very interesting. I believe it's done by the same studio that did The Promised Neverland, but I think this show looks even better. The thing about the Promised Neverland is I liked it, but I didn't think it had the strongest production values, if that makes sense. Like, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it was done by Cloverworks.
Yeah.
Cloverworks. Yeah, they did. Oh, they also worked on Darling.
Yeah,
great anime. Everyone watched that. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. They seem to be like it. Yeah, this is one of. But no, this show looks like. It looks like in between, like. It kind of reminds me of another anime with its production. It kind of looks like a less polished version of Violet Evergarden. And I think one of my problems with Violet Evergarden was it was overproduced.
Oh gosh.
But that anime, I think, like that, like I know. Yeah, we'll get into Violet another time, I'm sure. But yeah, no, this show it looks amazing. I really like it so far. I'm nervous of where it's going because I feel like they might find a twist which kind of recontextualizes it in a different way like some other anime, so I'm a bit more cautious with this one. I hate Cautious Hero for ruining that word for me. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, don't remind me of that crap fest. You want to hear me rant for an hour about a bad show? Just put that one in front of me.
Subscribe to our channel to hear that rant. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say. Also, yeah, I do think of Cautious whenever I think of Cautious Hero whenever I hear that word now, and I hate it. Anyway, your shows, Mr. Crunch?
Okay, so mostly for me, what I've been following lately, as for like what's airing, is Attack on Titan season 4, because I'm probably one of the few people that's, at least in the communities that the three of us hang out in, who still likes the show. It's actually really interesting seeing the different takes with this one, because I've seen like there's like a bunch of YouTubers that me and QB follow that run their own show they're thoroughly enjoying this program still. And meanwhile, some of the other people that we hang out with have basically checked out and don't want to bother with it anymore. So it's fun living in that middle ground of like just seeing both ends of the thing.
Yeah, my perspective on Attack on Titan is I watched it when it first came out in 2013, and I loved the first season, but the problem is it took 4 years to get to season 2, and 4 years is a long time. 4 years to get think about how much anime you see in 4 years, and my taste just changed, and I became less interested. Plus, I didn't even know if there would be a season 4, season 2. No, there is a season 4. Yeah, anyway, I didn't know there would be a season 2, and that was also a big problem. I felt like it kind of made me drift away. And when it just came out, I just wasn't interested. But yeah, no, it's really like, there's like the Trash Taste podcast and like Gigak, Sea-Dog VA, and the Anime Man are like, they think it's like a modern masterpiece. And then there are some other people who don't think that, think the opposite. But, opinions are fun.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying, like, it's fun, like, living in that middle ground where it's like, you got some people you watch who are loving this, and you got people you hang out with on the regular who are not liking it, and then I'm just sitting here like, I'm just having a good time. But yeah, no. Just Attack on Titan, just in general, as a franchise, and I feel like we're going to have to, like, talk about this one at some point, if we can ever get you caught up on this. Because I'd love to actually, I'd love to actually, have a proper back and forth with you on this one. Just, like, see what you're thinking of, like, the later stuff.
How many episodes are there now?
I know
I've seen all of season 1.
Season 2, I think, was 12 episodes. Season 3 was 24, but they broke it up into, like, 2 halves. But I think both halves are about 12 episodes long. And then Season 4 right now, I think, is only slated for 16 episodes. But some people are thinking that this might be an indication that they're going to chop it in half again. So, like, we're going to get part of it this year and then maybe the other half next year. I'm not sure. Because the manga is, like, ending this year, so they might try and, like, get all of that other stuff in to tack it on. I don't know exactly. The development history with this anime is just such an interesting little thing.
It popularity shot itself in the foot.
Well, it's either that or it's like, they started making it, and then they realized, like, either there wasn't enough material for them to keep punching it out and not be caught up and start doing anime-only crap, or, they didn't think it was going to get this popular or something.
Back here, I had to step away for a minute.
Huh?
No, we're talking about the anime we're watching.
Yeah. So, but no, as far as we're talking about AOT.
Oh.
But no, as far as like AOT and where it is right now, I'm still enjoying it. I think. Yeah, it's still very entertaining for me. I do like I will say, like, I know one of the biggest criticism I've heard is, like, how the story, like, kind of does a flip-flop with it. Like, it goes from being about, humans versus these mysterious creatures, the Titans, to basically a human versus human war story with Titans just being superpowers. But if you really think about it, and this is, like, something I've been thinking about recently, it's like, it's always kind of been a war story in a manner of speaking, because you have, humans versus these things.
Sorry, go on.
No, just saying, like, it's humans versus the Titans in a war for survival, and then it morphs into basically humans versus humans because conspiracy theory stuff, and then it continues to be more of that with the Titan powers mixed in, and it doesn't like really feel as disconnected to me as it might for some others. And tastes are subjective, so whatever. But
From what I've seen, a lot of people's opinion Attack on Titan hinges on how they feel about the swerve it takes. Because like the people we mentioned before, like the Anitubers we follow, they liked the twist. They think the whole swerve. They think it was good. While the other people, they think it's stupid and dumb and just turns it into just a dumb story. So like I think that's like the big thing about Attack on Titan. Like it's either you like or dislike the twist in the story, how the story twists around on itself.
Yeah. And then
it's funny I say that. I haven't seen any of it.
I know, right?
I know everything. Big brain time. It's big brain time. Shout out to Markiplier.
Oh yeah, that's one of like your favorite quotes. It's big brain time.
It's a meme for a reason.
The weirdest thing about that meme, just off topic slightly, it's like I remember when I used to like see that floating around. I didn't realize that was actually Markiplier's head like morphed slightly. I thought that was, I thought that was like I thought it was like Ray Narvaez Jr.
No, his head got expanded slightly.
Like one of the guys that used to be on Achievement Hunter, because it almost looked like him. We're just like with some slight morphing. It's like, oh, it's actually Markiplier. I didn't realize that. But anyway.
Oh yeah, all these basics, best video.
Attack
on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Like I said, I'm having fun with it.
At least you're having fun with this one.
Well, it's really funny for me just because, like, this is also something that I watch with my younger brother because we've both been, like, invested with this franchise for a while. So, like, the two of us will, like, sit down and watch the episodes together and just have a jolly old time with it. Mm-hmm. So there's, like, that part which I get the enjoyment from, but no, like, just seeing the way that it's shifted now, because, like, it is very much more war story, as I said. I love how, like, now everyone that they're fighting, that the heroes that we've followed for this whole time, everyone that they're fighting against is literally just trying to take down Eren, who has basically gone completely off the rails now, which is kind of amazing and hilarious when you think about it. Because, like, some people I know, like, will say that turning Eren into, like, kind of a villain character really doesn't fit him, considering he's been the hero for, like, this whole time. But if you really honestly think about it, though, he's been like this since episode 1. He sees his mom die. He swears to kill all the Titans.
Do you remember that?
And that's what he's been doing.
You remember that bit in the first episode? Just going, I'm gonna kill all the Titans.
I love it even more if you watch it in the dub because you just hear Bryce straining his voice like no tomorrow, and it's funny as hell.
Oh, Bryce.
That's like one of my favorite things about the dub is whenever Bryce gets into like that mode where his voice sounds like he's gargling on a chainsaw and it's funny as hell. It's so damn entertaining. I don't know why it's funny, but it just is.
Because watching people suffer is funny.
It really is.
Anyway,
I didn't have any input on AOT because I basically was just like,
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't even into anime at that point.
I mean, I wasn't really either when Attack on Titan started airing.
I'm the old man here.
Well, no, here's my like quick background with this franchise. Is like, so I didn't start watching it when it started airing because like I wasn't big into the anime scene either at the time. I think actually I remember there was I used to have like late night gaming sessions with some friends where we were playing Terraria, and then like a couple of them had Toonami on in the background, just as like background noise, and some of them were talking about Attack on Titan or whatever. But I didn't see it myself until like I think 3 years later. It was like I want to say it was like 2016. I started watching it because I was bored. I think I was like
make me feel old. Oh God.
Well, no, because like I was on a trip for a family's wedding, and so we were just hanging out in the hotel, and I had the Crunchyroll app on my iPad, and I just decided to start watching Attack on Titan, and that's how I got hooked into it. And so I only ended up having to wait a year for the next season to come out. So I got lucky with the way I timed that. Apparently, not even planned, just that's how it was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, no, it's just...
Yeah. Also, I do want to comment on the studio change as well, because so far Studio Mappa's been handling it pretty well. Like, I don't really have anything to complain about with it. Like, the animation's still very solid. It's still very fluid. I know some people are nitpicking. I know some people are nitpicking the CGI, and I'm just like,
can I just point something out?
What?
I haven't seen past, but I've seen the CG Colossal Titan. There's that.
Oh yeah, the Colossal Titan from the earlier seasons. He looks so bad.
No, it wasn't CG then. I think in season 4 they CG'd him, and it looks horrifying.
Yeah. Honestly, the video game based on Attack on Titan makes him look better than it does in the show, which is kind of sad. But then again, everything in the game's more 3D rendered with a cell shading thing over it.
Play the game.
Honestly, yeah, please. I'm going to say that straight up. If you are a fan of Attack on Titan and also happen to like Musou-style games, go get Attack on Titan 2 or even Attack on Titan 1. Because both of them are really fun titles. I'd say if you don't want to sink too much time, maybe go for AOT 1, because you can probably clear that a lot quicker. But if you want something deeper and meatier to bite your teeth into, go get AOT 2 and get the Final Battle Edition, because it has so much stuff. Because it covers seasons 1 through 3 content. It's got all these other side modes for you to sink your claws into. I've literally got almost 160 hours on my save file, and I'm still not done with it because I'm trying to get completion on that sucker. Please do not do that. Unless you're just that dedicated or crazy.
Also Google CGI Colossal Titan for. Anyway, I think we should move on to the.
Yeah, sure. Let's move on to. Hey, let's listen to me rant for an hour. So the next one that I've been keeping up with, and I don't have any idea why I'm keeping up with this anymore.
It's called trash.
Other than the fact that I just hate myself, I guess. Our controversy of this winter, frickin' redo of a healer. Okay, I'm going to start out by saying, one, the theme song for the show is actually not bad. I actually do like the theme song. So if that's one good part of it. And also the concept in of itself, if handled with a better execution, this could work as a show. But whoever the fuck wrote this, and I'm specifically speaking to the source writer, I don't know their name, but whoever the frick wrote this thing has a very, very twisted imagination, or has had a very bad childhood and just really wants to vent that frustration. I don't know.
Let me put it this way, dear audience. From what I've learned about this thing, I haven't watched it because I don't want to. That's basically it. But from what I've learned, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you say that, and I watched all of School Days, so I mean, no. From what I've learned, dear audience, it's apparently a pretty faithful adaptation of the original source, and that just depresses me.
Yeah, so for the concept of this, for anyone who hasn't caught whiff of this yet, is the main hero was the healer of a group of, heroes sent out to stop the Demon Lord. Your usual fantasy shit.
Crunch, can we put a hero in big quotation mark?
Well, they all deserve that in a big quotation mark.
I call him protagonist, with the protagonist being really tiny letters with massive quotation marks to it.
So our protagonist was the healer of a group of adventurers sent out to fight the Demon Lord, blah, 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 the usual crap. Except apparently his fellow party members, are absolute assholes in the highest of caliber. They literally abuse him, frickin' in every way possible. I'm not going to try and spell this out because
let's not go into detail.
We're on YouTube. There's no fucking way I'm going to try and do that, but
I'm not.
No, I'm not doing that. But, yeah, no, they just torture and abuse him in every way possible that you can imagine. And, they finally... When they get to their battle with the Demon Lord, he, shows that he's actually got more moves than just being a healer, which, by the way, his magic makes no damn sense. There's so much to it that just makes no sense at all.
Nothing in this show makes sense.
Yeah, no, he just, suddenly, just busts out moves that a cleric should not have access to, beats the Demon Lord basically by himself, and then just decides, hey, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I'm going to rewind time, and goes back in time 4 years before he ever met any of these jerks, and decides that I'm going to seek revenge in all the worst ways possible. And he does.
Yeah.
And it's just utterly terrible.
Use your imaginations to know where this goes.
Yeah, no, yeah, as QB said, he hasn't seen any of this. He just knows of it because I've described some of this to him, and yeah, no, the poor man's brain broke the first time. Yeah, I think at this point the only reason why I'm even still watching is just to see how bad or how far down the rabbit hole goes and just how extreme this is going to get.
Yeah, it's just it's like the most. It's like Crunch said earlier. What it sounds like. It just sounds like the writer was trying the edgiest thing ever.
Yeah,
It's not like the difference I find between edge and maturity is mature stories. There's a point to why it gets dark. Edgy is just dark for the sake of dark.
Yeah. And this definitely feels like that.
Going back to the power, this guy makes no sense. None of his powers make any sense, and he's also insane.
Yeah, no, so he's a healer. Speaking of his powers, let's just dive into this real quick. He's a healer, but somehow using his healing magic, he can do things like copy abilities from other people. He is told to heal a swordswoman who loses her arm in one episode. And while he's doing this, somehow he copies all of her techniques and abilities, because you see him use some of them in a later episode. He has healing magic that lets him change people's faces. He can do healing alchemy, whatever the fuck that means. It's just there's just so much wrong with the way his powers are statted. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's not about that. It's not about his powers making sense, getting to the edgy stuff. It's all about this. It's not because I'm going to make a comparison to another series. Berserk works in this case because Berserk spent so much time because Berserk is also a revenge story, but it spends so much time building up the characters and building to that revenge of the moment of when the villain Griffith does the thing that makes the main character Guts want to get revenge on him. It spends 24 episodes. I can't remember exactly. They build it up, and it's all just building up to this moment of why he does this and why Guts wants to get revenge.
Yeah. I haven't seen Berserk, but yeah, no, from what I hear, it handles it so much better.
Yeah, because Berserk is long, but it's actually try and keep it. It's also the art is amazing. Also, don't watch the 2016 version because it's terrible. Watch the 90s version. Anyway, back to this thing we're talking about for some reason, which is apparently the most viewed thing. Oh, let's talk about the other thing: censored and uncensored versions.
Oh gosh, yeah, no. This show is probably the weirdest censoring that I've ever seen in anime ever.
Trying to cut around the bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's just trying to be delicate while explaining this, but it's not easy to do. No, one of the more intense scenes of episode 2 has a cut in it where they go from doing the extreme bit to just a slow 50-second pan down of a fireplace, and then back to, what's actually been happening. And the problem with this though is that because of the way it's cut, there's very clearly a narrative leap here. Yeah, disconnect, because it goes from him saying that he's going to do something to 50 seconds of nothing to then once again repeating that he's going to do a thing. And it's just like, what the fuck were you just doing for the last 50 seconds then?
Censorship. Oh yeah. Also, apparently the uncensored version is the most viewed thing. The episode 2 of it was the most viewed thing on the channel it was airing on, the uncensored version, and that just why? Ugh.
Answer probably because just it's more.
Up.
It's a mess.
Anyway, let's talk about fun things instead.
What
should we talk about? Let's talk about Fire Force.
Yeah, so I know this.
Oh, another anime I can't weigh in on.
You need to catch up, man. I know you have like life and shit.
Get on the horse. Get on the horse. I have a life. Get on the horse.
It's sad to say this, but I actually do have a life.
I know. That's what I was just saying. It's like I know you have a life, but come on, man. you need to catch up.
We have lives. We have lives.
I know.
Like Crunch has. Anyway, Fire Force. Fire Force Season 2, a.k.a. Inca.
AKA, where the fuck did Inca go?
Where did she go for 10 episodes?
It's so weird, but yeah, no, I
they hyped her up and then she's barely there.
Well, maybe she had to go and do an incantation. That was
moving on from that.
That was forced, and I know it.
I hate that I actually let out a small huff of amusement at that.
I didn't know. It's just like.
Well, considering the humor you have to deal with, I'm guessing considering the humor you have to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, what?
Yeah. Anyway, Fire Force. We're on the second season.
And some of you are probably wondering, or going, it's like, why are you watching? Like, why are you counting this as currently airing? It's like because we're still watching the dub, which hasn't finished yet.
I mean, how can you go wrong with these guys? I mean, look at the one. Look, there's a character with a crown. I don't get that.
Oh, the one with the crown over her face.
Yeah, the crazy one.
Oh yeah, Plasma or Electro Lady, which I love how everyone has fire-based powers except she has electricity. Where does that factor in?
I think it's like heat or something. I don't know.
That's just like a weird thing in general. It's like, why are fire powers associated with electricity? Like Avatar fucking did that, and now this one's doing it too.
Well, it's like Show technically doesn't have fire-based powers in an offensive way, but he just uses it for time stop.
Yeah, well, he's an Adola, so he's special.
He's magical. Anyway, season 2 has been. It's been good. It's kind of been mixed. It's been a mixed quality because they do like story arcs every couple of episodes.
Yeah, but at least they like tie into each other pretty solidly, as opposed to like other shows that have done multiple arcs that just kind of feel like a weird hodgepodge of just what the fuck.
Let's talk about the best arc, the one with Joker.
Oh yeah, Joker's arc is like 2 episodes, which I love how clickbaity one of the first opening of the season is with Joker.
They lied to us.
Yeah, no, because like the Spark Again opening has a scene that shows him and Benny Maru, like they're gonna fight, and then it even includes like Burns, like it's gonna be a 3-way battle, and nothing happens. That doesn't ever happen.
Well, it's like Assault in Spark Again, that one shot. There's a 1-second shot of him watching like adult material, which you can use your imaginations for that one. And then weirdly enough, in the last episode, they finally, and it was a thing to behold.
Oh yeah, this whole thing with him and Tamaki.
Me and Crunch were sitting there going, "What the hell are we watching?"
I was just laughing my ass off at it, how ridiculous it was.
I ascended. I'm now on a higher plane, and then you mortals. Anyway, it's still. I still think it's good. The animation is amazing.
Oh yeah.
The openings are actually all good this time. because Mayday can go sit in the corner and think about what it's done. So mean to that opening.
I've said it before, like with other people and to like you guys, but like Mayday as a song, I like it. I don't like the visuals for it because it's boring.
I mean, yeah, I think the visuals are. It's probably like the weakest one in terms of visuals because like that's why I defend Inferno because like that shot like right at the end where they're all like going down.
Oh no, like
one at a time.
You know, Inferno's visuals, like just everything that's happening with like the characters and like what they're doing in it, it's all really well done. It's really well put together, and it's very visually interesting. Whereas Mayday's intro, like visuals, is mostly just here's a slideshow of sorts of all these characters that are going to pop up during this part, and then
here's a big long panning shot.
More or less, it could have just been a long panning shot of all these characters just standing there, and then like 5 seconds. There's like 5 seconds of show and
boy.
Why am I blanking on his frickin' name?
I don't know. I just forgot it as well.
Shinra.
Shinra, everyone's favorite protagonist.
Holy shit! Why do I blank on Shinra's name? Yeah, no, like Shinra and Sho. Like there's like 5 seconds of them fighting, and that's the most interesting shot in the whole thing. It's like I don't understand why is it like that. That doesn't make any sense. Right. Meanwhile, and then yeah, Spark again, and even Torch of Liberty have been really good.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, one thing I want from Fire Force, though, I want more Headphones Guy. I want more of Headphones Guy. And his
Rekka.
giant trumpet.
Oh yeah,
no, not Rekka. Rekka was Starboy. Remember, he was the evangelist.
Oh,
the other guy with the trumpet thing who could free stuff.
Oh yeah.
I know Rekka was the villain guy. They said his name so many times. But yeah, he died.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, yeah, but yeah.
Look at this, I forgot the Tamaki became none. They're totally factored into the plot.
Yeah, they haven't actually really done much with her being a nun, other than like
that one bit where she was just falling, her clothes just kept falling off because.
Well, no, it was like there was the one bit in the first half of the season where like they're dealing with that mass outbreak of infernals and crap, and so she's running around doing all the prayers and of course having her stupid gimmick kick in every like 5 seconds.
Can we stop that, please? Because it's not funny.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure we're stuck with it.
I'm in the dark on this. What's her gimmick?
Her gimmick is called Lucky Lecher Lure, but more or less with that.
Are we talking about the thing where she constantly loses her clothes?
Yeah, that.
It's
I've
seen many guests of that on bloody AMVs. Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
Because the writer thinks it's funny. Because the writer thinks it's funny.
I mean, if it's used correctly, it can be funny, and I will give it this. At least they haven't really like. I don't think it's been like super overplayed to the point of just being obnoxious. I think just,
like the whole. It's not that funny.
I mean, it's not
like the whole.
It's not really that funny, but like I said, at least they're not overplaying it to the point of it just becoming obnoxious. That's one thing I will say. It's not overused as a joke. It's just not really a joke, per se.
I like Maki's joke more.
What? Call her an ogre and she gets pissed?
Gorilla Cyclops, that's what it was.
Whatever it was that Arthur called her.
Yeah. Remember that bit in Season 1 when Tom and Iris was scared, and then she just comes out. Look at that. Also, best scene in Fire Force was the bit where Tamaki and Iris beat the crap out of Assault.
I love how like they beat him up so badly they had to pixelate his head.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Anyway, this season the White Clad get a new member, Inika, as a Stay Puft woman.
Oh yeah, her puffy outfit.
What? I don't get that design.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Okay, I'll ask the writer. But yeah, no. So do you want to move on to the best anime of the season?
Yeah, so the next one that we're doing, and this will be the
Final
last one that we're talking about for this episode, is one that before I put it up on screen, it's one that I saw because someone in one of the Discords that I'm in posted it, because the title is like, it's one of those really long titles that just sounds very silly, and I read the synopsis for it, I'm like, this show is going to be very, very silly.
It sounds very silly.
And it is, but it's also really dumb in like the best ways possible. The Hidden Dungeon That Only I Can Enter.
It is the dumbest show. It is so dumb, it circles back to being good.
And the basic premise, more or less, is that our main protagonist here finds himself in a dungeon that only he can enter because he has the password for it. And inside of this dungeon... And inside of the dungeon, he finds a strung-up adventurer, or did they actually say if she's like a goddess or just a high-level adventurer that's stuck?
She was just stuck, I think.
Yeah, so he finds this very high-level adventurer who has been trapped in this thing for like a few hundred years, and there's no way for her to get out of it, so she's just stuck here. But she gives him powers of basically plot convenience. That's more or less what it is. It's just powers of plot convenience, lets him more or less do whatever he wants, but it has a cost to it and it has literal cost on it. Like he now has to like manage this thing called his LP counter, where if he runs out of this stuff, he will die. But he also can like use it to mess with things.
He can edit stuff basically because everything has like people have like in the world. You can edit them.
Oh yeah, everyone has like skills and stuff.
Yeah. Can I read the best line from this masterpiece?
Sure.
Give me back my boobs, you doofus.
Yeah.
Before you say anything, dear audience, that is an actual line.
Yes, that is an actual line from the show.
We've
because shenaniganries. Yeah,
we've been watching it together, and it's amazing.
Yeah, no, that's like one of our weekly traditions now. So we just flip the sucker on and just watch it, and it's funny as hell.
We were cheering when the teacher turned up.
Oh yes, the teacher and her magical assets, as it were.
Dear audience, you have not seen Assets this good. just watch it. It's amazing. It isn't like... Obviously, this isn't reinventing the wheel. This is just like a dumb thing. It's like everything else, but it's just... It circles back to be... It's dumb in a good way.
Yeah. Because, like, I remember reading the synopsis for it where, like, they lightly explain the whole thing about having these abilities to, like, give himself skills or, like, edit other people's skills or whatever, and how, like, in order to replenish it, he has to, like, do certain things, like eat good food, get money, or, fuck.
I love get
as soon as I read that description.
I love get money, fuck.
I'm being very, obviously, like, I'm very much shortcutting through it, but it's more or less what the description is.
That sounds like a guy to get rich, fuck.
But I mean, like, that's more or less what it is. It's like just doing certain things will help him raise his LPs, and
there is one thing I don't like about the show.
Huh.
You see that girl right there in the back?
Oh, yeah, that's...
This is the one part that I think is just bad.
Yeah, no, so in case the picture on screen is not obvious enough, this is a bit of a harem show, to say the least. And one of the members of said harem is apparently his younger sister. They haven't really done much with it.
They haven't she's not really, I wouldn't say. She's just sort of like in the background, sort of going, oh, Nisa.
It's one of those things where it's very obviously one-sided. Like, she's got the hots for him. He is not biting. He's just treating everything like, oh, we're just brother, sister, blah, 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 the usual shit. But, yeah, no, the couple of times where, like, it has anything to do with, she, like, pops up, it's just like, okay, whatever.
Well, it's like Chivalry of a Failed Knight. It's like, the like sister characters in that is like way more interested than brother.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the fun stuff.
Well, yeah, no, it's been a very entertaining ride, to say the least. Like, it doesn't really have, I would say, like, much of an overarching storyline, per se. Like, it's
Just
got...
sort of going through the motions.
Yeah, it's just kind of, like, doing its thing, pretty much, where he ends up going to, like, starting out hero school, and then they're, like, in an arc where they're, like, trying to help one of the classmates, and we'll see how that turns out, because we haven't seen how that ends yet. And
I love how one of the characters has healing.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of the characters.
You can see there.
Yeah, the one in the back, like behind the blonde with like purplish hair on the left side. That's an elf cleric who has guns that shoot healing bullets.
But she's also like scared, isn't she?
Yeah.
But like she can die from doing this, so it's like, yeah, we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, good show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, it's been very entertaining, to say the least. And yeah.
So, did you enjoy our first episode of What This Is? I want everyone to also comment below. What is this exactly? What are we doing?
Yeah, no, throw us some feedback. You like the episode? Anything you think we need to work on? Whatever. Help us out, folks.
Yeah, give us feedback. We love it, except when it's bad. Give us good feedback.
I know. It's like we're asking for feedback, and I'm half expecting at least one of them just to be like, "You guys suck." Just that's it.
You know the YouTube comment system well already.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that'll do it for this time. We'll see you whenever, because we are not consistent. That'll be the one thing about this podcast is that we are inconsistent.
Yeah. Pretty much we're just going to record whenever our schedules allow, and then I might try, like, some of us might try and fill with, like, other shit, because a couple of us have the capacities for doing game videos, so we might put some game shit up on here. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anyway, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.
Adios.
You got anything to say, Scotty? Nope. Okay, good. Bye-bye.